Welcome in, guys, to my WWE Money in the Bank 2023 review. I know it's been I don't really do many videos on the wrestling side of things anymore, so I know it's rare when you see me on the old camera. But anyway, I thought I'd review this show. I got them watching Money in the Bank a couple of hours ago, so I'm gonna give you my thoughts, my opinions of Money in the Bank 2023. The crowd was fantastic tonight, in my opinion. They did, it was a really hot crowd, and even that Puerto Rico crowd was really good. Went Backlash like 2 months ago. Again, this Money Bank crowd and that Backlash crowd was like, those guys were, that crowd. Both of those crowds were into the wrestling, and then they were popping for everything and shit like that. But let's get into the men's Money in the Bank. We had Priest, LA Knight, yeah. We had Butch, we had Nakamura, Ricochet, Santos Escobar, Logan Paul was in the match as well. He was the last guy in. Immediately he comes out, the match starts, and all the guys go for Logan Paul because, again, he's a dick and he has to whatever. Logan Paul and Ricochet, they had another spot. They did a Rumble where it was like a table spot. Logan Paul, don't know if he was blading or whatever, but he got a cut on his elbow and shit, so that was probably off the table. LA Knight was going in as the favourite. I mean, looking at this Money in the Bank briefcase for the men, I didn't care if it was Priest or LA Knight. I was happy that either one won the match, because, again, they both deserve to be in main event guys and world champions. Damian Priest got the win. He is the Money in the Bank winner. But I look at LA Knight. He's super over. What he did this time last year, he was Max Dupree. His time in the company was going nowhere, and a year later, that LA Knight crowd. You look at people that's come up from the main roster in the last couple of years, and they've really struggled to connect with the main roster audience. You look at Santos Escobar, Butch, a couple of other stars that have really failed to transition from the NXT crowd to that main roster crowd. And you look at LA Knight; he's so charismatic, he's great on the mic, a great character. That is something that we lack in wrestling today: is character-built, character-driven personas. Like, you look back at the day like The Rock, Edge, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin. Those were the guys that really were great characters, and then we moved away from the flips and kicks guys that thought about flips and kicks, and Dave Meltzer's match stories mean shit when it doesn't mean shit. And LA Knight gets it. He's great on the mic, great personality, and I look at LA Knight, he's going to have a big future in 2024. In my opinion, I think he's going to be one of the last four in the Rumble probably next year, but give him a US title run, have him feud with Austin Theory, take the belt off Austin Theory at SummerSlam, give LA Knight his moment at SummerSlam. He never got a WrestleMania moment, give him his SummerSlam moment, and have him win his first title on the main roster. But yeah, I'm out for Priest winning that, winning the Money Back briefcase. Sorry about that, guys. Then the second match, we had a women's tag team title match. I didn't care about this match. Ronda Rousey. Remember about 5 years ago when people were saying, "Oh my God, Ronda Rousey coming to WWE," and she was feuding with Becky and Charlotte in that main event at WrestleMania. 4 or 5 years later, she's second on the card, like she was at WrestleMania this year. Shayna Baszler turned on her. We all, what I mean? Like, at some point we knew that Shayna Baszler and Ronda was going to feud with each other. That's teased for SummerSlam. What I did like about the show is that they teased matches for SummerSlam, so it gets you invested for next month as well. Shayna Baszler turns on Ronda Rousey. Liv and Raquel get the win, get their titles back, obviously because they had to relinquish the title a few weeks ago because Liv, she got injured, came back, and now they won the titles back. Then we have the IC title match, Gunther versus Riddle. I don't care for Matt Riddle. I think he's overrated. This whole fucking this asshole. This guy wants to be a Von Erich 2.0, Kevin Von Erich 2.0. I don't see the hype in this guy. I know a lot of the wrestling fan base, the IWC like this guy. I don't see the hype in this guy. Again, he's trying to be a Von Erich with his barefoot gimmick, whatever. But Gunther, I'm a big fan of him. he got the win, retained, and Drew came out. He's not been seated at WrestleMania, so it's gonna be Drew and Gunter at WrestleMania. That is gonna be a match I'm excited for. Cena came out. He's like, shit, I'm gonna make an appearance at some Money in the Bank. Why the fuck not? Like, so Cena came out. He's talking to the crowd and shit. Grayson Waller comes out. He's basically, him and Cena had some great chemistry on the mic. I really like Cena and Grayson Waller's commentary. The segment ends with John Cena getting an AA. Well, Cena gives Grayson Waller an AA, and that's how the segment ended. So that's building to their SummerSlam match. The fourth match is Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic's he's like the second best heel in wrestling, right? Like, I look at Dominic Mysterio, he's possibly the second best heel. Like, you can look at Roman Reigns, Dominic Mysterio, MJF. I know I put MJF third, but I look at MJF's material. I don't want to talk about AEW too much because it's a WWE video, but MJF, he does the same thing. I love MJF, but his creative is like, you suck, I'm a virgin, I'm not, I've had sex, you've not, you're a virgin, whatever. It's like, same old shit. With Dominic, he gets booed out of the building because all these guys in the crowd are like, shit, I wish I had a Rhea Ripley as a girl, her walking me down to the aisle and shit like that. Cody got the win, and that was an okay match. Then we had the women's Money in the Bank match. We had Io Sky, Bayley, Selena Vega, Trish Stratus. She looked fantastic. The woman is nearly 50 years old and she's looking like a snack. Oh my god. Her husband is a lucky man for having a wife like that, because, oh my god. But, yeah, she's still looking good. She can still, she's great for her age as well. So, anyway, Trish was in the match. Zoe Starks was in the match. Becky Lynch. Again, this Money in the Bank women's match, I didn't care for it. I was happy Trish was in the match. Io Sky getting the win. I'm happy with her getting the money back briefcase and she's getting a push. The company's behind her. Great for her. Trish, she doesn't need the Money in the Bank briefcase. Zoe Starks doesn't get she doesn't get a reaction, so she isn't ready yet for that spot. Becky doesn't need it. Selena Vega, she had a moment in Puerto Rico. Bayley, she doesn't need it either. But Io Sky is really the only one that realistically could win it. Minus like Trish and Becky and stuff like that, and Bayley. Then we had Seth Rollins, the world champion, versus Finn Balor. Seth Rollins retained. Priest came out, teased that he was going to cash in, didn't cash in. Seth Rollins retains, and then it looks like end of the match there's a bit of tension between Finn Balor and Priest. They've been building that for a few weeks. Looks like we're going to have maybe some, like a Damian Priest Finn Balor match or something. Maybe you have Seth Rollins in there as a three-way. Who knows? But that's how that ended. And then the true main event happened. We had Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa versus the Usos in a Civil War tag team match. I love Paul Heyman at the beginning. Roman is getting all flustered. Our tribal chief is getting flustered because, again, his family has been ungrateful. Stuff Roman Reigns has done for his cousins, and they do this shit to him. They absolutely disrespect him like this. And then Paul's like, he wants you and your kids to bow down to Jey Uso. And then Roman's like, that's not happening, not under my watch. He's not the head of the table, I am. I fucking love Roman Reigns. He's trashing the crowd. The crowd is saying, if you hate Roman Reigns, sit down. What the hell did he say? Stand up if you hate Roman Reigns. And this crowd talking about, they should be worshipping the ground that our chief that he walks on. They should be worshipping the ground he walks on, because, again, this guy just beat Pedro Morales' record of over 1,000 days as a world champion record. He surpassed Pedro Morales. Respect this man, the tribal chief. The Usos get the win. Super kick Roman Reigns. This was great storytelling. Again, anytime that the Bloodline are on my TV screen, win. Usos win a super kick, and Roman Reigns took the pin. First time he's at the pin for nearly 4 years. Last time he got pinned was 2019. 4 years ago. Baron Corbin was the last guy who looked it up online. Baron Corbin was the last guy that pinned him on SmackDown. Nearly 4 years ago. And then Roman Reigns at the pin at Money in the Bank, and maybe you're gonna have Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, or Jimmy Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, or maybe you're gonna have like a stipulation where these guys fight again in a tag match, where there's a stipulation where maybe the Usos are banned and they've got to go to Raw. No idea, but I'm interested what happens on Friday night. Peace.